Chapter 13 Kshetra Kshetranya Vibhaga Yoga, the field and the knower of the field. Arjuna asked, My Lord, if divinity is everything in the world, then what is the difference between the world and divinity? How does one distinguish between the body and the soul? What is the difference between physical matter and the world of spirit? And is there any value in knowing all of this? Lord Krishna replied, Arjuna, when you know the true nature of the material world, your grief is destroyed. And when you understand the true nature of spirit, bliss is acquired. The term field refers to one's physical body and everything else in the material world. The knower of the field refers to the intelligence that resides in, but is not really a part of the body and all matter. It is also referred to as soul or Atma. Arjuna, I am the knower of the field. I am that indweller in every body and everything. The ability to discriminate between the field and its knower is the utmost highest knowledge. Arjuna, I will now explain what the field, the world of nature called Prakriti, consists of, where it came from, and why and how it operates. All of Prakriti comes from the Supreme Consciousness, Divinity. Prakriti, the field, is made up of 25 components. First, the unmanifested, Mahat, the first glimmer of an ego force in the cosmos. From this comes the higher mind, intellect, Buddhi, the ability to distinguish between the real and not real. Next comes the ego, the awareness of oneself as an apparently separate identity. From the ego is produced the lower mind, Manas, which processes the senses of the body. Next, the 5 cognitive senses, hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, smelling. And the 5 active instruments, speaking, holding, moving, procreating, eliminating. Then, the 5 objects of the senses, sound, tactility, appearance, taste, smell. Lastly produced, the 5 basic elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space. And most importantly, Atma, the life force of all elements. This makes up the total 25. Arjuna, I will now explain the qualities of the knower of the field. This knowledge is beyond intellectual knowing. It comes not through intellect, but through possessing these distinctive virtues and outlooks that, taken together, give rise to such knowing. The knower of the field is humble. Be like this knower. Know in your heart that all excellence emanates only from the divine. Be gentle, be forgiving of any hurt received. Be upright and harmonized in thought, word, and deed. Be steadfast in your spiritual development. Be pure of mind. Purity is indispensable to your spiritual growth. Be ever in control of your body, mind, and senses. Be detached from egoism, selfishness, and attractions of the world. Do not see yourself as this body-mind complex. Know instead that you are Atma, the eternal reality. Meet the good and bad of life with an even mind. To no one or no thing be a slave, Arjuna. Be tied neither to possessions nor to family. Love and fulfill your responsibilities to spouse, children, home, and kin. But do not become so identified with them that you forget Atma, your true self within. The way to do all of this is through loving me with your heart undistracted. Be ever intent on divinity. Center all your thoughts on me. Prefer for now the company of like-minded persons, and then, as you advance, sever even from them. But not as a hermit, as a detached yogi. Grow in wisdom through diligent inquiry into the nature of self and non-self. Only divinity is truth, Arjuna, and Atma is truly divinity. This is true knowledge. To seek anything else is to seek ignorance. The goal of spiritual wisdom is to realize, that is, to know in your heart the Supreme Godhead, that which is both being and non-being, both manifested and unmanifested. To the ignorant, the Godhead is distant. To knowledgeable people, the Godhead is very near. It appears to be many, but it is one, undivided. The Godhead, Brahman, dwells in each and every heart, beyond the darkness of ignorance. It is the true self within. It is the sole goal of knowledge, and it is knowledge itself. Devoted people who grow to understand this profound truth are worthy to be united with me. Know that all of physical nature evolves from consciousness, and know that all of nature are permutation and combinations of the three guna qualities: calm goodness, sattva, passionate action, rajas, and dark lethargy, tamas. The cause of your body is nature, but the cause of your aliveness, that is, your experience of being an individual, is spirit. This spirit self, the jiva, takes residence in a material body and forgets its true nature, which is Atma, and mistakenly identifies itself with that body. Thus, it becomes attached to nature, to the gunas. While the individual is a mixture of all three guna qualities, the one to which it is most attached dominates, and the individual becomes that type of person. Example, becoming a generally calm or sattvic person, or an active rajasic person, or a lethargic tamasic person. As the individual is now a part of nature, it is bound to participate in repeated births and deaths. And yet, remember, Arjuna, that the spirit dwelling in the individual body as Atma is truly Brahman, the Godhead. When you have directly experienced the Godhead, Brahman, you will not be born again, because then you will truly know that the Divine One is beyond all this natural world of Prakriti and Gunas. The fire of this great knowledge will burn out all your karmas, and there will be no more motivating force within you to create another birth. Thus unburdened, you in the state called Jivan Mukti will duly perform all your duties in the world and yet watch life in total peace. The paths to this great knowledge are several. Some realize it through building mind power through meditation, Dhyana Yoga. Others do it by sharpening the intellect through acquisition of knowledge, Jnana Yoga. And yet others through performing selfless action, Karma Yoga. Whatever the path, if successfully walked, it eventually develops pure, single-minded love for God, Bhakti Yoga, union with God through devotion. When one reaches this level of absolute divine love, one reaches the end. For those unable to grasp any of these paths, there is yet another way. By diligently and faithfully listening to their spiritual teachers and worshipping the divine as instructed, they too will eventually pass beyond the wheel of birth and death. Remember that whatever comes into existence, whether thing or being, is a result of the union between matter and spirit, the field and the knower. When the matter part of this union falls in death, the spirit part remains standing. Ordinary people do not see the spirit within, and therefore think that it is their own self that dies. Only when you see the undying within the dying do you really see the truth. Indeed, true seers, perceiving divinity in everyone, do no harm to anyone. The ones that don't perceive this unity separate themselves from others, seeing some as friends and others as foes. These are the ones that do the harm. It is this delusion of separateness that causes all evils perpetrated by humanity. How can one who really knows Atma injure the same Atma in another? You must ultimately realize this tremendous lesson. All creatures, although appearing separate, are truly only one. All beings emanate from the Godhead and are united in the Godhead. The one who truly learns this becomes the Godhead, and thereby that one attains liberation. The true self, Atma, has no beginning or end. It is never tainted, even though it dwells in every creature. Just as the single sun illuminates the whole world, the sole knower of the field lights up the entire field. Finally, Arjuna, know that the goal is not to get entangled in the world, but to use the world to reach divinity. Use your eye of wisdom, your intuitive faculty, to distinguish between the field and the knower. Then you can actually cut yourself free from the field, from bondage to the worldly, and reach me, the supreme goal. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new here, please subscribe. This will ensure that more people can find this resource. Click the notification button so that you can be the first to know about new uploads. And please do comment below. I'll do my best to reply to any questions. Thank you.